Your dog eating grass might look strange, but it could actually be a behavior older than human civilization. Think about that for a moment. One moment your dog is happily walking beside you. The leash is loose. The walk feels calm and normal. And then suddenly, your dog stops. They lower their head, sniff the ground, and start eating grass. Not sniffing it, not rolling in it, actually chewing it, like it's a snack. If you've ever seen this happen, you probably had the same reaction most dog owners do. You pause the walk, look down at your dog, and wonder, why on earth is my dog eating grass? Some people assume it means their dog is sick. Others think it means something is wrong with their stomach. But here's the surprising part. Most dogs who eat grass aren't sick at all. In fact, many dogs do it regularly. Some dogs even seem to search for grass on purpose, which raises a very strange question. Why would an animal that evolved to eat meat suddenly decide to eat plants? The answer is actually more interesting than most people expect, because this small, everyday behavior may connect your dog to instincts that are thousands of years old. And once you understand those instincts, grass eating suddenly starts to make a lot more sense. Here's something many dog owners notice once they start paying attention. Dogs rarely eat just any grass. During a walk, your dog might pass 10 different patches without interest. They keep walking, no reaction at all. But then suddenly, they stop at one very specific spot. They sniff carefully, almost like they're inspecting something. Then they take a bite, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly. And then they keep walking as if nothing happened, which makes many owners wonder something even stranger. If dogs are just eating grass randomly, why do they seem so selective about it? To understand that, we have to look much further back in history, long before dog parks, long before leashes, and long before dog food bowls. Thousands of years ago, dogs lived very differently. Their ancestors were wolves and wild dogs, animals that hunted their own food. When a wolf catches prey, something interesting happens. They don't just eat the meat. They often consume the entire animal. That includes organs, bones, and sometimes even the stomach contents. Inside the stomach of many prey animals, there are partially digested plants, grass, leaves, vegetation. Imagine a wolf catching a rabbit. The wolf doesn't carefully remove the plant matter. It simply eats the animal, which means the plants the rabbit had just eaten become part of the wolf's meal too. Over thousands of years, this became completely normal. Plant material wasn't the main part of the diet, but it was often there. And even though modern dogs now eat kibble or prepared food, those ancient instincts never fully disappeared. So when your dog eats grass during a walk, it may not be strange at all. It might simply be a small leftover behavior from their wild ancestors, a habit that has quietly survived for thousands of years. And if you enjoy learning about the hidden reasons behind the strange things dogs do, consider subscribing to the channel, because every week we explore everyday dog behaviors that seem random, but almost always have fascinating explanations behind them. Now, let's talk about the reason most people assume. Many dog owners believe dogs eat grass because they feel sick, and sometimes that's actually true. Grass can irritate the stomach lining, which can trigger vomiting. For a dog with an upset stomach, that can help remove something their body doesn't want. Many owners have seen a moment like this. Your dog suddenly starts eating grass very quickly, almost urgently. They pull toward a patch of grass and chew fast. Within a few minutes, they throw up. And then, something strange happens. They immediately go back to acting completely normal. Their tail starts wagging again. They want to keep walking. They seem perfectly fine. For some dogs, grass may act like a quick digestive reset, a way to clear something uncomfortable from their stomach. But here is where things get interesting. Scientific studies have looked closely at this behavior, and researchers noticed something surprising. Most dogs who eat grass don't actually appear sick beforehand. They're energetic, playful, completely normal. Which raises an important question. If dogs aren't sick, why are they still eating grass? Because stomach problems still don't explain something many dog owners notice. Some perfectly healthy dogs eat grass almost every single day, and that suggests something else may be happening. Dogs experience the world very differently from humans. Humans rely heavily on sight. Dogs rely heavily on smell and taste. Their nose gathers information about the world around them, but their mouth helps them explore it too. Picture a very common moment during a walk. You stop for a second to check your phone. Your dog waits beside you. Then they begin looking around. They sniff the ground, investigate a nearby tree, smell a bush. Then their attention shifts to the grass. One sniff, another sniff, and suddenly, they take a small bite. For many dogs, grass eating is simply curiosity, especially in puppies. Young dogs explore the world the way toddlers do. They investigate everything: leaves, sticks, dirt, grass. To them, it's just another texture, another smell, another new experience. And tasting something new is simply part of how they learn about their environment. But curiosity still doesn't explain one very interesting detail. Some dogs don't just nibble grass occasionally. They seem to actively search for the freshest patches. And that leads to another reason dogs may eat grass. Some dogs actually appear to enjoy the taste, especially fresh grass in the spring. Fresh grass contains more moisture, it's softer, and it contains small amounts of natural plant sugars. That combination may make it appealing to chew. Many owners notice something funny when they start watching closely. Their dog doesn't eat just any grass. They behave very selectively. They walk past dry patches, ignore older grass, then suddenly stop at a bright green patch and start chewing. Almost like someone choosing the freshest vegetables at a market. In fact, some dogs treat fresh grass like it's the salad bar of the park. Some dogs even seem to believe every park secretly includes a snack menu. They browse, they sample, they chew slowly. If you watch closely, some dogs even look surprisingly satisfied. For those dogs, grass might simply be a small snack during the walk. Of course, while grass eating is usually harmless, there are times when owners should pay attention. Most dogs will eat grass occasionally and continue their day as if nothing happened. That's generally normal behavior. But if a dog suddenly starts eating grass obsessively or vomiting frequently afterward, that may be worth discussing with the veterinarian.
All right, let's have
Another
a listen
important
here.
factor is the environment.
Everything sounds
Grass treated with
strong and
pesticides or
steady.
lawn chemicals can be dangerous for
Such a good
dogs.
patient,
Many
isn't he?
public lawns are
Yeah.
treated with substances
His
animals
heart and
shouldn't
lungs sound
ingest.
perfectly healthy.
So while the behavior itself may be natural, the surroundings still matter. Paying attention to where your dog is eating grass can make a big difference. Dogs carry thousands of years of instinct inside behaviors that seem completely ordinary. A simple walk through the park can reveal small pieces of that ancient history. The next time your dog suddenly stops during a walk, lowers their head, and takes a bite of grass, it might seem strange at first. But in many cases, it's simply another way dogs interact with the world. Through smell, through taste, through instinct. And in that moment, you might be seeing a tiny reminder that beneath the leash, the collar, and the comfortable home, there's still a small piece of the wild living quietly inside your dog. And once you start noticing these little moments, you realize dogs are constantly telling us stories. Why do they stretch when they see you? Why do they follow you everywhere? Why do they stare at you while you eat? Why do they suddenly zoom around the house at night? If you've ever wondered about those strange little dog habits too, you're definitely not alone. And that's exactly what this channel is here to explore. Because once you start paying attention, you realize dogs are always telling us something. Sometimes with a wag of their tail, sometimes with the way they watch us, and sometimes by quietly stopping during a walk to take a bite of grass.